Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. My name's Beckwith. I'm an EEG technologist, and guess where I'm at, guys? We back again. We at the hospital. So if you watched my last video, I was talking about how I didn't wake up in the middle of the night at like 3 a.m., like 3:30 a.m. and when I was on call, and my coworker was able to do the EEG for me because I woke up an hour late. I woke up at 4 a.m. and by the time that happened, my coworker already took care of it. So I was very thankful for that. So today I'm returning the favor. One of my coworkers isn't feeling too well, so I'm gonna take their call and hook up an EEG, guys. Luckily it's like 8 something right now, so it's not too late. As you can see, you know, sunset, beautiful colors out here. So I just got done playing a little bit of basketball with my friends, so my hair's a little crazy. I had to take off my undershirt. I'm sweating like crazy, but let's get this EEG done. Alright guys, so I'm all finished up and went a little quicker than expected. So here's what happened. So I went in there, I was getting all my supplies ready, I was getting my electrodes plugged in, MRI electrodes of course, because this was going to be an ICU patient. I mean, they're not just going to call you in for just a regular patient just chilling there. It's going to be an ICU patient if you get called in the middle of the night. So MRI wires, so they're MRI compatible, so they can go through the MRI machine too. They usually order that along with the EEG in situations like this. So got all my stuff together, I got my paste, I got my prep, I got my glue, everything I needed to hook up this EEG. And once I had everything ready, I called the nurse because I saw on the thing where it has the patient information, it was saying that they were in the ED. So I called the ED. I was like, hey, can I speak to the nurse in charge of this patient? And I was like, hey, they have a stat EEG ordered. Do you know if the patient's been transferred to the ICU yet, or when can I come hook up the EEG? Because you're gonna wanna wait until the patient is in the ICU before you hook up the EEG, especially with the glue. So, and the nurse who had the patient said, actually the patient has passed. I was like, and then I was thinking in my head, passed? What do you mean passed? I sounded a little confused, and they had to say it again that no, they like passed away. I was like, oh my god. So yeah, exactly. They don't just call you in for random stuff, guys. This was one where an EEG wouldn't have saved their life. Unfortunately, I wish an EEG could do more stuff like that, but probably wouldn't have done too much. They passed away, guys. They got away before I could hook them up, and that's a very deep topic, you know? Like, death is a very hard thing to think about. One of my favorite books by Ernest Becker is called The Denial of Death. It essentially talks about how humans, we go through our lives essentially denying the fact that we're all gonna die, guys. We are all gonna die one day, and it's inevitable. I mean, it happened to this person right now. It's this person's time to die. It's an extremely scary thing if you think about it in real time, but what Ernest Becker argues in his book, The Denial of Death, is that us humans, we kind of keep ourselves occupied with little things like sports teams and shopping. Some people like drugs. We distract ourselves with all these things because if we constantly were thinking about death, we're gonna die. We are mortal beings that are gonna eventually die, decay, and he likes to say that essentially what we are is food for worms. We are biological beings that is essentially just food for worms. Great, you know? And with humans having such smart brains, we can actually process the future, and we have actual knowledge of our death, but I think we deny the fact that we're gonna die by distracting ourselves with a bunch of different things. And death is actually one of the main motivators for me creating my company, Ion. Now, Ion is the Greek god of eternity. Now, that is a very specific thing because I've been thinking about, I'm going to eventually die one day, hopefully far into the future. And when I die, I won't be able to do EEGs anymore. Because, you know, our brains, our bodies made up of carbon atoms, they eventually decay and die. But, so what is the advantage of artificial neural networks? Advantage of artificial neural networks is that if you have a neural network made on a base of silicon atoms, which is what computer chips and stuff are made out of, it doesn't decay and die, and it can actually be uploaded into any new machine. Just like how you change phones, you can upload all your stuff into the new phone, even though it's not the same body, the same phone, you can still upload all your stuff into the new phone, because it's all saved in the cloud. So essentially, what I'm trying to do is make a computer that can read EEGs long after I'm gone, and it can last forever. It can be the eternal being, guys. It can be the eternal being. Ion EEG. And also, it's spelled AION, and then the last part's EEG, so it also says AI on EEG, which is essentially what I'm doing, making artificial intelligence to read EEG. So it has multiple meanings in the same thing. But yeah, guys, I'm just going to contemplate this very tough scenario of this person dying, and it reminded me again of the reason why I started my business, so I can achieve a form of symbolic immortality through my artificial neural network, Ion, the eternal being, guys. So it's not literal immortality. Of course, my carbon-based body is going to decay and die, but symbolically, my computer program can live on for me forever. Well, probably won't be forever. I mean, if you think about it, the whole universe is gonna end eventually anyways. Nothing's ever forever, nothing lasts forever. Keep that as the takeaway, guys. Cherish every moment. I love you guys. I love you so much. We only have a limited time on this earth together, and let's make it great. Let's make it great, guys. Hit the like button. Hopefully you're not scared about death like I am, and if you are, just find your own little symbolic immortality project like I do with my software Ion, which is going to replace me on reading EEGs eventually. One of these days, I got to teach my kid. My software is only like a year old, so he's essentially a baby right now, but when he grows up, he can be like his dad, Jared, and read EEGs. That is my goal. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys on the next video. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love, guys.